Hi and welcome. So today I want to share with you what might be holding you back from feeling at ease and confident in your body and around food. So if you're new here, welcome. My name is Michelle. I'm a certified holistic nutritionist and emotional eating expert. And I wanted to talk about what is holding you back from sort of receiving or achieving this desire that you have. You know, when I work with clients, that's what they want. They want to feel at ease in their body and around food. They want to feel good. They don't want to be obsessing about food or feeling like they have to control it or using all their energy, sort of trying to manage their food or control their emotional eating. And I totally get it. This was my journey as well. When I was moving through my emotional eating journey, I just constantly obsessed about food and, felt so much shame when I emotionally ate, felt I couldn't control my body. I didn't know why others had it so much easier. And, it felt like such a struggle. And the struggle went on for so much of my life that that's all I wanted was just to feel good in my body around food, to not be constantly on edge about it. And so this is so possible. I've helped clients get to this space. I've done this for myself where you have that relationship to food and your body that just feels easeful. And you're feeling good in your body, you're nourishing yourself, you are taking care of yourself, you are, becoming more empowered and not out of control. And so this is something that is important to understand, that when we have this sort of desire, there are steps to get there, and the path is not always clear. I spent so many years, probably over a decade, just trying to figure out this pattern, kind of consciously working on it and getting to the root of it after more years of just feeling out of control and doing other things. And so this was such a trial and error process. I went through a lot of diets, a lot of different practitioners and different things that didn't have the full solution, that gave me a little piece, and I had to dig deeper. So, I saw a nutritionist. I worked on my food. I worked with a trainer. I worked with a therapist, but nothing really gave me that sustainable change. I had to put all the pieces together, and it's hard when we're doing something and we feel like this should work. There are missing pieces. And the reason it doesn't work when we're doing one part versus the other is that we are holistic. We are not just physical. We're not mental or emotional. We're all of these pieces, and we need to see how they all connect. So the missing piece is sort of looking at all of you. When we're looking at one part, we're missing other areas that are important. And it's not to say that, we tend to go towards, in our society, diet or exercise, and that's how we control our food and control our body, and we think that's the solution. And it's a small piece of the puzzle. We need to look at food, we need to look at movement, but it's a very small piece of the puzzle. So I want to guide you through and share with you some of the areas that might be missing for you. And I can't give you all the detail, but it might give you a few ahas of what might be missing for you, that you need to integrate in order to really resolve your emotional eating. And so these areas are three of the main areas in my program, the Emotional Eating Evolution program. So this is the methodology that I've created after looking at my journey and the patterns of my clients and seeing what was missing and what needed to sort of come together to create this sustainable change and to resolve our emotional eating and to finally feel confident in our body and around food. So the first key area is a true nourishment and, optimizing our digestion. And so in diets in our society, we are so disconnected from our bodies. And here we have to relearn a new way of connecting into our bodies, of eating in a really nourishing, abundant way so that we're not binging, to really optimize our digestion, because digestion impacts mood. And when our moods are down, as emotional eaters, we're triggered into emotional eating, because emotional eating is a coping pattern. It's a coping mechanism that whenever we feel discomfort, we use food to soothe. And so here we're needing to learn what's really going on and creating that pattern, that discomfort, then we need to discern between true and emotional hunger. So this is one area that we need to look at for emotional eating. We need all of the areas to work together. So when we can discern true from emotional hunger, we start seeing where our triggers are coming from. So some of the triggers are going to be on how much we nourish ourselves, but it can be outside of this and more, in our day-to-day lives. And so here, when we take this into the next area with our body, we're sort of creating more body acceptance, because again, in our society, we think if we look a certain way, we fit into a box, and we strive to look a certain way to gain that acceptance and validation and love, because at the end of the day, that's what we're really craving. We're wanting that. And those are things that we're missing, that weren't given to us when we were probably younger or growing up. And we see, and I know this to be true for myself and clients, that if we don't fit into this box, we're not worthy, we're not acceptable. And so here we're shifting back into what is our true worth and how to accept ourselves and to understand our body's rhythms and the rituals it needs. And this is not to say we accept ourselves and we're just here with this body that maybe we've emotionally eaten ourselves into weight issues or health issues. No, this acceptance is the starting point where we can create that true transformation, not from this agitated, I need to look a certain way before I'm okay place, but in a more solid place where we drop into that acceptance so we can create change. And we're adding in the rituals that our body needs. We're giving our body the movement it needs. We're not punishing ourselves at the gym. We're giving ourselves, the rituals, the around rest. And this will help shift us from criticizing ourselves and creating that mental stress, which creates physical stress, which creates, mood imbalances, which trigger our emotional eating. So when we relearn this area, we're able to have, less emotional eating, because we are really looking at our mood and our hunger and balancing it. And then we get into the third area, which is really getting at the core of the issue. And this is where we look at our emotions, and the emotions actually under our emotional eating that's driving this pattern. So we start resolving those emotions on a somatic body level. And I use different psychotherapy tools, but I use inner child work, parts work. It's at a somatic level. It's transformational. So we're integrating these parts of us. We're actually meeting the true needs that weren't met and resolving this issue at a deep root level. And this translates into actually feeling at ease in our body, because we store and hold on to those emotions that we haven't processed. And we actually feel at ease around food because we no longer go towards it in this kind of craving way of soothing ourselves. We actually find the true need that needs to be met, and we meet it, and we can move forward in a really powerful way. And all of these three areas are sort of happening together. We're learning them one by one, and we're integrating them. And this is how we move out of this emotional eating pattern. And you can see it's not just about food. It's nuances around food. It's not just about exercising. There are nuances around our body. Just looking at calories and going to the gym is not getting to the deeper issue of this pattern, which is really at a lot of times what I see with clients is rooted in childhood. It's a deeply ingrained pattern. We need deeper tools to shift out of it, because we are meant to feel good in our bodies and around food. And when we work through these steps and we start breaking apart this coping mechanism, we will feel that, and we will see, ourselves transform. And we will feel just so much more empowered. And this is so amazing. This is such amazing work. And I love doing it with clients. And so hopefully what I've shared with you has shed some light on what might be some key areas that are missing. This is not the full step-by-step or plan, of course, in the Emotional Eating Evolution program. It is a step-by-step process with lots of support and guidance and looking at you individually and what is going on for you to really get at that solution. And so if what I'm saying is resonating with you and you'd like to learn more about the Emotional Eating Evolution program, I'll put a link below. And if you are ready to, commit and you'd like to see if the program is a great fit for you, you can book in an emotional eating assessment call. so we can get an idea of where you're at, what your goals are, and how the program can support you and if you are a great fit. So I'd love to invite you into that if you are at that place in your journey. And of course, if you have any questions about what I've shared today, please be sure to leave them below. Be sure to also like and subscribe if you haven't. And I look forward to sharing more with you. And I hope you have a great day.